Coco Gauff grants final wish of 8-year-old boy with brain cancer, showing true greatness through kindness. The night before Coco Gauff's semifinal at the 2025 Wuhan Open, her phone buzzed softly on the bedside table. It wasn't her coach, her family, or any journalist. It was a message from her manager. Coco, there's something you might want to see before tomorrow. It's about a little boy named Eli. He's 8, terminal brain cancer. His last wish is to meet you. Coco sat up in bed, the glow from her phone reflecting on her tired eyes. For a long moment, she didn't move. The room was quiet except for the hum of the city beyond the hotel window. She had done many interviews, charity events, and hospital visits, but this message felt different. His last wish, she whispered to herself. Her heart clenched. She opened the attached video. It was grainy, taken in a hospital room. A small boy with a shaved head smiled weakly into the camera, his eyes bright with a strange mix of hope and fatigue. Hi, Coco. My name's Eli. I love your backhand. My dream is to meet you someday. Mom says I'm really brave. But I think you're the brave one. You fight on court, and I fight in here. He tapped his temple gently and laughed. Maybe one day we both win our matches. Coco pressed pause, covering her mouth as tears welled up. The next morning, she made her decision. No matter what, she was going to meet him. The visit. Wuhan Central Children's Hospital was quiet that afternoon. Rain had just passed, leaving the air heavy and the streets wet with silver reflections. Coco walked in wearing a simple hoodie and a cap, trying not to draw attention. She carried a small gift bag with a tennis ball, a signed racket, and a bracelet she always wore during matches. A simple white band with the words "Keep Going" written in fading ink. When she entered the room, Eli's mother gasped softly, her hands trembling. You came, she whispered. Eli was sitting up in bed, wearing a hospital gown with cartoon rockets on it. His eyes widened when he saw her. No way, he breathed. Coco Gauff. She smiled, in the flesh. The boy laughed, then coughed lightly. Coco sat beside him and handed him the gift bag. I brought you something, she said. Eli pulled out the racket and his mouth fell open. Is this your actual racket? Coco nodded. The one I used at the U.S. Open. I thought maybe it needed a new champion to take care of it. He hugged it tightly. Thank you, he whispered. Then something unexpected happened. Eli looked up at her and said, Can we play? Coco blinked. Play? He grinned mischievously. Yeah, tennis. Mini tennis. I've got foam balls. He pointed at a soft, colorful ball sitting on the windowsill. Within minutes, Coco had moved a tray table aside, and the two began a playful rally, bouncing the foam ball gently back and forth, laughter filling the small room. Every time Eli hit the ball, his face lit up. Every time he missed, Coco exaggerated a dive or groan that made him giggle. The nurses peeked through the door, some even wiping tears from their eyes. At one point, Coco missed deliberately, and Eli cheered. Game! Set match, Eli! She smiled. Guess you're the champion today. He leaned closer, whispering, Don't worry. You'll win tomorrow. I can feel it. Coco froze. You think so? He nodded solemnly. You fight strong like me. Just keep going. That phrase, keep going, hit her harder than any serve. She gently took off her bracelet and wrapped it around his small wrist. This helped me when I was scared, she said. Now it's yours. The match, that meant everything. The next day, as Coco stepped onto the Wuhan court, she felt something different. The crowd roared, but her thoughts weren't on the match or the cameras. They were with Eli, the little boy who played tennis, in a hospital bed. She wore a white wristband identical to the one she had given him, and before serving, she whispered under her breath, This one's for you, Eli. The first few games were tough. Her opponent, Aryna Sabalenka, was powerful, relentless. Coco fell behind 1-4 in the first set. Her coach signaled for her to focus, but her mind wandered to the hospital room, to Eli's smile. Then she remembered his words. You fight strong like me? A surge of calm washed over her. Coco adjusted her grip, inhaled deeply, and began to play with fire she hadn't felt in months. She chased every ball, roared after every winner. By the time the second set started, she was unstoppable. The crowd could sense it. Something deeper was driving her. She wasn't just playing to win a trophy. She was playing for hope. After nearly 3 hours, she hit an ace on match point. The stadium erupted. Coco dropped to her knees, tears spilling down her cheeks. She didn't look at the scoreboard. Instead, she looked up, whispering, "For you, Eli." The letter. After the match, Coco was taken for media interviews. She smiled through them, thanked her team, and answered every question with grace. But as soon as she got back to her locker, she saw her manager waiting, holding an envelope. "It's from Eli's mom," he said softly. Coco opened it carefully. The letter inside was written in neat, slanted handwriting. "Dear Coco, Eli passed away peacefully this morning. He watched your match on TV from his bed. The final match." Years later, when Coco played what many called her greatest match, the 2032 U.S. Open Final, the camera zoomed before her first serve. On her wrist was the same faded bracelet. As she bounced the ball, she whispered something under her breath. Lip readers caught the words. "For Eli." When she won the championship, the crowd erupted. As she lifted the trophy, she pointed to the sky, tears streaming down her cheeks. The stadium's giant screen showed a photo of a smiling boy in a hospital bed, racket in hand, eyes full of light. The caption read, "The boy who taught Coco Gauff what greatness truly means." Epilogue, the letter from heaven. That night, Coco returned to her hotel and found herself alone on the balcony, overlooking the lights of New York City. She held the bracelet in her palm, worn thin from years of matches. Then she opened her notebook, one she used to write reflections after every major win, and began to write. "Dear Eli, it's been years since we met, but I still hear your voice every time I step on court. You told me to keep going, and I did. But what you didn't know is that you've been with me the whole way. Your courage became my compass. Your smile became my strength. And your belief that I could win became my truth. I hope wherever you are, there are courts made of clouds, rackets made of stars, and laughter that never ends. We both won our matches, Eli. We both did. Love, Coco." She closed a notebook, placed it beside her racket, and looked up at the night sky. For a moment, she thought she saw something, a faint glimmer, like a tennis ball soaring through the stars. She smiled. "Game, set, match," she whispered. "Eli." The moral. Coco Gauff's story with Eli became more than a moment of celebrity kindness. It became a symbol of humanity. In an age obsessed with winning, sponsorships, and statistics, she reminded the world that greatness is not measured in trophies, but in hearts touched. Because sometimes the bravest battles aren't fought under stadium lights. Sometimes they're fought in hospital rooms, with foam balls, laughter, and a simple phrase that carries the power of eternity. Keep going. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.